Welcome to the practice. Let's talk about the warrior poses. We do these a lot in our practice, so let's break it down. These are some important poses to master when we start the practice of yoga. All right, so we can go ahead, we can start at the top of the mat. Again, toes point forward, find some stability in your standing position here. Roll the shoulders back and down, keeping the length in the spine, ribs pulled in, body's relaxed. Let's bring the hands to the hips. We're going to go ahead and step this right foot back into warrior two. All the way back. This back foot will land at about 90 degrees. I like to angle the toes slightly forward. Okay, front knee over the ankle in line with the second toe. And then we go for heel to arch alignment. So the heel of the front foot aligns with the arch of the back foot. All right. Now, building these poses from the feet up, right? Let's start to push this front foot down. Okay, now we're starting to feel some engagement. There's a little rebound of energy lifting me up, right? Now we're starting to work. Now let's try to lift the inner arch of that back foot by really engaging the pinky side edge of the foot down, pushing the heel and the big toe mound down, right? Okay, so now we find the depth. Now, for you, this front leg might be a little bit more up. For some of you, it might be at that 90 degrees. So just working where you have the ability is all good. Arms will come out nice and wide, gaze over the fingertips. All right, so now sometimes we lift our arms too much, so just kind of bring it all down, relax the shoulders, gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. Gaze is right over that front hand. Now we're working the breath in the body. The inhale through the belly to the rib cage to the heart. The exhale, maybe we can bend into that front knee, finding a bit more depth. Good. Take a few more breaths here. So now this right rib cage is slightly rotating back, but keep that front knee over the ankle. Good. Pull the feet together. Pull the feet apart. Good. Now see if you can extend this knee forward a little bit more as you exhale, finding more depth, and then keeping the structure. You can move forward, you can move back. You know, this practice teaches us how to find ourselves in space, right? How can I know where my back hand is without looking? I can bring my awareness to that arm, start to feel and make these little adjustments. I can start to feel if my front knee dives inward. I can push that front foot into the ground and roll that knee out. Good. All right, let's bring the hands to the hips, straighten out that front leg, give yourself a little break, and we'll go to the other side. So go ahead and rotate that front foot now to 90 degrees. Back foot will point forward. Okay? Building the pose from the ground up. Heel to arch alignment, find the engagement from the feet. And remember, balance between effort and ease, right? We can really push and really dig into the ground, right? Sometimes we got to do that just to know what our max level is. Then we back off so that we can maintain the pose with our breath. All right, so we find the pose, knee over the ankle, and then we can look down. The little trick is, can I look down and see my big toe just on the inside of this front knee? If I can, I'm in alignment. Arms come out wide. Good. Now pull the feet together, push the feet apart. Can I relax my hips and relax that tailbone down a little bit? Inhale into the belly, through the rib cage to the heart. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Draw that front knee forward. Good. Inhale. Exhale. So we work to find our edge in many of these poses, and that's where we got to move with some mindfulness. Now, we may have some injuries, we may have some limitations. It's all good. If we move slow, connected to our breath, mindful of the body, we can get into these areas that, maybe don't have as much strength or flexibility. Maybe there's an injury. We can start to bring our awareness to those areas, really start to heal our body. Good. Now this left rib cage, start to rotate it back. Open up the chest and the hips. Good. Gaze right over that front hand. And relax, move yourself around in space. Know where you're at. Can you stack the body, the torso, over the hips a little bit more? Nice job. All right, so bring the hands to the hips, point the front foot this way, start to heel toe the feet back together. Good. Relax for a moment, shake it out. Good job. All right, Warrior 1. I like to start with Warrior 2 because honestly, I think it's easier than Warrior 1, a little bit easier on the hip. So if you need to warm up before you start this practice, feel free to. All right, so at the top of the mat, hands to the hips. We'll take this right foot back to about 45 degrees. Now we step back about 3 feet, so it's not as long as Warrior 2, but we're still stepping back a decent amount, right? Now this back foot's at like 45 degrees, okay? So it's angled forward a little bit more than in Warrior 2. So now we're squaring the hips forward and then squaring the chest forward, all right? This is a tough pose. This will be challenging. All right, let's take that inhale breath, reach the arms up. Exhale, we can bend into the front knee. Good. Now notice if you need more space, you can start to just kind of wiggle that back foot towards the end of the mat. Give yourself some more space. If you got to shorten your stance a little bit, just walk it back up. It's all good. All right, so wherever we're at, we're squaring the hips forward. This right frontal hip is trying to rotate towards the front, and then the left outer hip gently rotates back. Good. Stay right here. And then we really anchor that back heel into the ground. So pushing that back heel down. If you feel that back heel coming up, shorten your stance a little bit. Push that front foot down. The inhale into the belly, through the rib cage up to the heart. We lengthen. Exhale. Try to bend into the front knee. Inhale, keeping the pelvis neutral. Exhale, finding more depth. Good. As the body opens, we can lengthen our stance a bit more. And if you ever need a break, you can always just bring the hands to the hips, but just keep this energetic lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Notice what the body's doing. Notice where you're trying to compensate. Notice where there's a point in the body where, it's not quite as flexible as you need. It's all good. Just try to bring your awareness there. Make the little adjustments. Use your breath to bring length into those areas. All right, so the hips and shoulders are square forward, knees over the ankle. If the arms are lifted, relax the shoulders, palms face one another. Okay, inhale, exhale. Now in this pose, you may feel a lower back bend, all right? So if you're really feeling like you're getting into this, all right, bring your hand to the lower back, bring your other hand to the belly, start to gently pull the core, the ribs in, relax the lower back. See if you can draw the tailbone towards the ground any amount. Also, what can help is to lean forward a little bit. So now everything's much more in alignment, and we can work the pose from here. The inhale, the exhale, we bend into the front knee. All right, let's spin this back heel up, hands to the hips, step the back foot up. Good. Shake it out a little bit if you need, and then we'll take this left leg, step it back to Warrior 1. And then finding the adjustments, right? Everybody's going to be a little bit different. So some may have a longer stance, shorter stance. Wherever you're at, this practice will meet you where you're at. Just make the adjustments, find the alignment. Left outer hip rotates forward, right outer hip pulls back, knee over the ankle, back heel grounded, engaging the pinky side edge of that back foot into the mat. Good. Relax the belly, relax the low back. The inhale breath brings the arms up. The exhale, we bend into that front knee. Good. Trying to rotate that left outer hip forward a bit more. The inhale. The exhale, finding more depth. Good. And as the body opens up, maybe we got to get a longer stance. Inhale. Exhale. Now, really key to have a strong foundation in this practice. So the lower half is engaged, and that's really what allows everything else to happen. Strong foundation allows the breath to move in and out a little bit easier and allows us to find length and to use the mechanics of the body to lengthen and strengthen. Really relax the shoulders back and down. Good. If you're feeling that lower back bend start to come in, bring the hand to the lower back, hand to the belly, Start to pull the ribs and core in slightly. Try to draw the pubic bone forward. Relax the tailbone down. Good. We can even lean forward a little bit. Good. Wherever you're at. 2 more breaths. Awesome work. Hands to the hips. Spin this back heel up. Step that back foot up. Come to standing. Nice job, guys. So, you know what? We're just going to focus on Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. We'll break down Warrior 3 in a later video. So if you guys are enjoying this and you're liking it, think about some of the other courses that are available. If you're really liking the connection to the breath, we've got a breathwork course. If you're really liking the yoga and you want to go deeper into the yoga, we got a yoga course available for you. So remember, this is your practice and it's meant to connect us to ourselves, to our intuition, to trusting who we are and remembering our essence and our purity. So this practice really pulls away the layers and connects us to that truth within us. So much more than just stretching and breathing. It's really working on our mind and our body and our whole energetic field. So this has been really good stuff, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and we will see you in the next video.